What's up, a Cinema Shogun here, and it looks like the mental patient known as Amber. What's that? She's an actress? I would have never have guessed that. Okay. That's weird. What's up, a Cinema Shogun here, and it looks like the actress known as Amber Turd might possibly be going to jail. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. It turns out that Amber Turd is still under investigation for perjury in Australia, all because she tried to sneak some dogs inside of the country. And then, of course, when she got caught, she tried to blame every single other person that she possibly could for it. Now, for those of you all who don't know about this story, I know a lot of you all are already up on game and know everything. But for those of you all who might not know, let me give you a little bit of a backstory, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on this entire situation. Now, as Amber Turd's high-profile defamation trial with Johnny Depp continues, the screen star, I wouldn't call her a screen star, is facing another potential legal battle in Australia. While still married to Johnny Depp, Amber Turd navigated a court battle with Australian authorities for taking the couple's pet dogs into the country in May 2015 without declaring them. The trial concluded with Heard avoiding conviction. In a taped apology, Heard said that she was truly sorry for not declaring terriers Pistol and Boo when she entered Australia, which is known for strict quarantine laws. Foreign pets must be quarantined for 10 days when first brought into the country. However, a spokesperson for Australia's Department of Agriculture, Water and Environment says that investigations are ongoing over allegations that Heard lied under oath. Oh, really? No, get out of town. Amber Turd lying under oath? Who would have saw that one coming? Gee willikers, this really blows my freaking mind. Oh, man. You know, do I really even need to say anything here? Let's just keep going. The DAWE representative said that the department was continuing to look into allegations of perjury by Miss Turd during court proceedings for the 2015 illegal importation of her 2 dogs into Australia. Her Turd has been charged with making a false statement on her immigration card. The Star, I wouldn't call her that, checked no to the question of importing anything into the country that ought to have been declared. She said it was a misunderstanding, as she had assumed her husband's assistants had arranged the terrier's passage into the country, where Depp had been shooting Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. So right off the bat, she blames it on other people. It's all their fault. It's Johnny Depp's fault. Oh, wait, no. It's Johnny Depp's assistant's fault. No, it's this assistant's fault. Whoever could take the fall as long as it's not me. Basically, that's her mentality. I promise you would not want to rob a bank with Amber Turd. The perjury investigation was initially revealed in October 2021, with a representative for DAWE telling E! News that the department is seeking to obtain witness statements, and once obtained, the Commonwealth Director of Public Prosecutions will consider whether the evidence is sufficient enough to warrant pursuance of the matter. An attorney for Turd criticized the investigation, of course, telling the outlet at the time, "It is truly inconceivable, and we are confident it is not true. that either the Australian government or the FBI would embrace a policy of further pursuing and victimizing a person who has already been adjudicated to be the victim of domestic DV. Almost said that. So basically, oh my God. Talk about the freaking victim card. This is like the ace of all victim cards. Like, oh my God. They're like, oh, the Australian government, the FBI, they're all bad. They're pursuing charges against a victim. Haven't you seen that she's been through enough? Dude, do you think that even if the allegations were true, which they're not, against Johnny Depp, that doesn't mean that this woman could just go and break the law all around the freaking world? That's not what this means. That shows you their mentality. It shows you their mentality. Look how quickly and ready they were to throw around that victim card. They literally wanted to use the victim card of Amber supposedly getting, having all this stuff done to her by Johnny Depp, and they wanted to use it to get her out of charges in Australia. They're already trying to use this victim card to their advantage. They're swiping it. They're swiping it left and right. Oh, man. That's just despicable. I'm sorry. That is just disgusting. But it's not surprising. It's not surprising at all. Now, Turd pleaded guilty in court by Magistrate Bernadette Callaghan, gave the actor, accompanied to the Queensland hearing by Depp, a $1,000 1-month good behavior bond with no recorded conviction. So she basically wagged on these charges, which, of course, someone of her esteem, someone with her amount of money, she can do that. But you know what? I don't know if she's going to get away with this perjury thing. She had previously avoided 2 charges for illegal importation. And, I'm sure most of you all have seen like the video of her and Johnny Depp that were out there apologizing and stuff like that. It really got kind of weird, to say the least. This whole situation got weird, which I'm sure you all aren't surprised by that. But here's some of my thoughts right here. And I do have some documents that I want to read you all, because these assistants that she tried to throw under the bus, they've turned on her. And it turns out that she was trying to bribe them to lie for her. She was trying to bribe these assistants to take the fall for her. And we're going to get to that in a moment. But what I wanted to say is, I think that there's a possibility here that these perjury charges will not only stick, but she will get there'll be harsher repercussions for her. For one, her name has been a little muddied since then, right? Her career trajectory isn't on the same course anymore as when this happened. In 2015, it seemed like Amber Turd had a bright future ahead of her. Even a few years ago. Every day that goes by, Amber Turd's career is slowly tanking. And after this trial, I don't know what's going to happen to her. I don't know who in their right mind is going to hire her. Now, I know the SJWs out there in Hollywood would probably love to put her in a movie. But they also love money. So I'm not sure if they're going to take a blow to their wallet just to virtue signal and put her into a film. But you know what? I've seen far worse happen in Hollywood. But her career isn't on the same trajectory. I would assume that she probably has less money now than she had then. Also, her name, it isn't good anymore. It's not holding as much weight as it did back then. So I feel like they will be harsher on her. Also, the Australian government, they've been kind of extreme with this whole health crisis that's been going on for the past couple of years. they've been kind of extreme about it. So I don't know if we can expect them to be a little more, I don't want to even use the word extreme now, but maybe a little harsher now than they were back then. I don't know, I mean, we don't know. But Amber, it turns out, she was warned time and time again not to take these dogs in the first place. Assistant Kevin Murphy says on record, and this is on record, I began to have concerns in mid to late March 2015 that timing constraints were not going to allow the dogs to be vaccinated in time to travel to Australia by mid-April 2015. I expressed those concerns to Ms. Turd in person, by phone, and in emails. AH asked me on several occasions, if there was any other way to get the dogs to Australia. I investigated different options, but they involved allowing the dogs to fly cargo on another flight. Ms. Turd would not allow that, so we ran out of options. At this point, Ms. Turd appeared to accept that there was nothing else that we could do and that the dogs would not be able to travel to Australia in time for her flight. I explained to Ms. Turd on several occasions that bringing animals into Australia was like no other country that we had sent the dogs to before in terms of the length and how specific they are with the paperwork process and mandatory quarantining upon arrival. I also explained to Ms. Turd several times the fact that trying to take the dogs into Australia without completing the mandatory process was illegal and could result in very harsh penalties, including euthanizing the dogs, fines, and potential jail time. So this woman, despite being told that they would possibly euthanize these dogs, kill these dogs, she still took them. It's also on record saying that Johnny Depp never, ever, even before Amber Turd, wanted dogs to travel on airplanes. That he basically believed that his dogs were always safer and more comfortable at home, and that he had assistants and people there to take care of them. So it's not like he would just leave these dogs at home. These dogs were probably getting treated better than we do, probably eating better than we do. But of course, Amber Turd took the dogs anyway to Australia on a private jet. Upon getting to work the morning following Mr. Depp and Miss Heard's departure from Australia, I was shocked to learn that Miss Turd had taken the dogs despite our discussions and my warnings of severe legal ramifications. I spoke with Jerry Judge shortly afterwards, who explained that Miss Turd had insisted on bringing them to Australia. So she just insisted. This is the proof that this was Amber Turd's idea. This guy had all of these conversations, warning her, talking her out of trying to do it. He even went through the process of trying to explore other ways that he could possibly get them into the country, and he couldn't find any. All he found was, hey, this country has some of the harshest repercussions if we bring these dogs into the country. It's one of the hardest, toughest countries in the world to bring pets to. That was his conclusion. And he warned her time and time again. But of course, Amber Turd is going to do what Amber Turd is going to do. If she wants to take the dogs to Australia, she's going to take the dogs to freaking Australia. If she wants to take a shit in your bed, she's going to take a shit in your bed. She's proven both of those to be a fact. A fact. Now, this is where things really get juicy. And, of course, the cops come as soon as I'm trying to read this. Now, Amber Turd wanted the former assistant Kate James to lie in court and take the blame. And there's actually emails to prove it. Here are the emails right here. And like she's basically emailing her attorney discussing, the fact that she wants to get Kate to make these false statements. Amber, if you look at my email below on October 9th, I responded to Carl's email when he said that he thought you could get Kate to sign a statement. That would be great. Therefore, if you could get Kate to sign a statement, it could be helpful. I don't know what your relationship with her is at this time since you fired her. You have to be careful that she will cooperate and will not go public if you ask her not to be truthful. Oh man. Is that not crazy, guys? That we literally have these emails of her getting people to lie for her or attempting to get people to lie for her in court? Is that not incriminating? Once again, all of this information out there, yet this woman is just coasting on by through life with no consequences for anything that she does. I don't want to be mean, but damn. This woman has to be sleeping with everybody or something. Honestly. Because she's skating by with everything. Everything. But then again, maybe you don't have to sleep around to have all of these things happen for you when you sleep around with Elon Musk, one of the richest people in the world. The richest person in the world. Great. I will procure that statement ASAP and send it to you guys. Anything in specific that would be extra important or helpful, please let me know if there's anything that I should specifically ask for. Also, I spoke to Kevin and he said that he sent you guys all the evidence of the dog's numerous international travels. The only thing that we are missing is evidence of the process being initiated, however not completed, and therefore the dogs weren't taken on the trip. That is harder to prove, obviously, since it involves documenting something that didn't happen. However, since I know we attempted to bring them at least once before the Australian trip, I can ask Kate to include that in her statement if that would be helpful. Now, when Kate James refuses to do this. So then, Amber Turd goes to Kevin Murphy and basically tries to get Kevin Murphy to do it and basically says, hey, if you don't, you're going to get fired. Here's a statement. As I stated at paragraph 9 of my first witness statement, on or about October 2015, Ms. Turd requested that I make a false statement regarding the dog's illegal entrance into Australia. When I expressed that I was extremely uncomfortable with this, Ms. Turd said to me, well, I want your help on this. I wouldn't want you to have a problem with your job. Ooh. The sadistic bitch. That threat. Well, I want your help on this. Awkward pause. I wouldn't want you to have a problem with your job. Evil. It became very apparent that Miss Turd was threatening my job's stability unless I cooperated with providing a declaration that supported her false account for the Australia proceedings. Because of this, I felt extreme pressure to cooperate, despite knowing this would involve being untruthful. On October 13th, 2015, I signed a declaration for the Australian proceedings that discussed the circumstances in which Ms. Turd brought her and Mr. Depp's dogs into Australia. This declaration was prepared by Ms. Heard's lawyer in this matter. That declaration contained statements that were not entirely truthful. It was not true that Ms. Kate James, Ms. Heard's assistant, was responsible for the paperwork and had not completed it. And this was the reason why Miss Turd traveled with the dogs to Australia without the necessary paperwork. The true position is that I was responsible for the paperwork, which I could not obtain in time, and that Miss Turd was fully aware of this in advance of traveling to Australia with the dogs. With the dogs. Now, Amber Turd was let off with a warning, as you all remember. Now, Kate James didn't even know about this until she had to read it in the news herself. Here's what she had to say. I remember the huge uproar at the time. I was told that Johnny had to send the dogs back to Los Angeles on a private jet, which would have cost him a fortune from Australia. Ultimately, I woke up one morning many months later to find an email from my mother with an attachment of a newspaper article from my home of Brisbane. I was devastated when I found out that Amber Turd had blamed me in court. I broke down in tears at the thought that she blatantly lied in court in my hometown and blamed me. Obviously, I knew that it was a complete lie, and yet she had no problem. She had no problem in apparently perjuring herself in order to avoid responsibility. Whoa. Imagine that. You get an email from your own mother and it's like, hey, I know you ain't been home in a while, but word around town is Amber Turd just threw you under the bus in court in your own freaking hometown that you don't even live in anymore. Cutthroat. But you know what? People like Amber Turd, that's what they do. They cannot take any accountability. When they do something wrong, not only can they not take accountability for it, they convince themselves that other people should take accountability for it. Amber Turd has not convinced me that anything that she is saying is true. However, she is somewhat convincing me that even she believes her own lies. That she's convinced herself of her own lies. Or at the very least, she's the type of person that when she does something wrong, in her mind, she blames other people for it. Oh, yeah, I hit you, but it's because of what you did. It's because of how you acted. And I'm not a bad person for hitting you. You're a bad person for making me hit you. That's the type of person Amber Turd is. And in this situation, not only could she not take accountability for it, she felt the need to dish the accountability onto other people. To blame other people. And in her mind, she probably convinced herself of it. That, I could possibly do no wrong. When anything wrong happens in my life, it's not because of my actions, it's because of other people. And when you enable these people, and these people continue to get away with this stuff, they get worse and worse and worse. And this is a perfect example of that. In her mind, she can't fathom the possibility of being held accountable for anything. She can't even fathom the possibility that she did anything wrong. It had to be someone else's fault. Never mind the fact that they sat down and told her, hey, you cannot do this, do not do this. It's still your fault. It's still your fault that these dogs came with me. It's not mine. I'll blame everyone else before I hold myself accountable. That's the type of person she is. It's proven time and time again. This right here is proof that she does not care. She will go get on the stand and she will lie about anything. She will throw her own assistants, friends, people that she was close to under the bus in the process. This woman does not care. If she lied in court before, she will do it again. This is proof that Amber is still lying in court as of this day. And she has plenty of more lies to tell on Monday. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you on the next video.